Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Weeb Weekly. I am your host, Nixie Comedy, terminally ill, but showing up because I care about you and we need to get this content out there for your sweet, sweet ears. I am joined by the freshly shaven Tropical Joe. How we doing, buddy?
Yeah, I was rocking those mutton chops for Formula One, and they were not friendly on the camera. So we are starting off from scratch this time. Mizu, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. I'm still rocking my face hair. I have no willing to shave off my mustache and look
No
like
willingness.
a 14-year-old again.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm
Ooh.
sorry. Every time you shave, it throws me off like a lot. But hey, listen, you're braver than me because I couldn't do it. But since we
if I did that, I would look like a 14-year-old milk nut. So I'm not trying to do that.
That's the thing. And since we are talking about 14 people who look 14 but aren't actually 14, Timothee Chalamet recently starred in a little movie called Dune, which we all had the pleasure of seeing because they put it on HBO Max. Thank God. So I could watch it from the comfort of my. Did you watch it in theaters?
I watched it in Dolby, freaking full atmosphere, baby.
Oh no, I just watched it like in my coffin in bed like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, I watched it in my again in IMAX. I'm watching it on IMAX this Friday probably as well.
You are an insane person because I listen, and while I will sit here and say I enjoyed the movie, I feel no need to see it again.
Fair.
I mean, did you like it that much that you're like, I need to double down here?
Well, since we're going straight into the fire, let's talk about it. I think Dune is a visual and auditory masterpiece. Hint, hint, it's scored by none other than Hans Zimmer, so that makes a lot of sense. I felt like I was glued to the screen for around 2 hours. The others, I was trying to piece out, okay, what were they whispering? Because there's no closed captioning, apparently, in movie theaters now.
What do you mean they weren't? I had subtitles, I think.
I didn't have subtitles, so it was a really hard time when like some of the actors were going from like the made up languages to English and whispering. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Oh,
like,
wait, they didn't even have the subtitles for the Dune specific languages?
No. For full sentences, yes.
Oh,
for full sentences, yes, but like for little words that they were throwing out, I was like, I bet.
You know what? Like, Dune actually comes with a dictionary in the back of it.
Yeah, that's why. I was like, look, the book is confusing. The movie might as well follow suit. But in terms of the spectacle, I think this is going to be the start of something really great. We did get Timothee Chalamet putting a picture up on his Instagram saying that like basically just Dune Part 2.
Dune 2.
Super hyped. So I think it's just I don't know if it's gonna be like a 2-part series or a trilogy.
It's a 6-part series.
But like movie wise.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I mean, they're not flying. I mean, there's 6 books. They're not flying through the content by any means. I think they wrapped up. It's been a couple of years since I read the books. I think they wrapped up towards the end of the first book. There's definitely some things they did leave out in the movie. Kind of have to. It's like a 900-page book. But it was. I think the first book is more or less wrapped. I think they did a really good job of picking and choosing their shots. I think doing a Dune book in 2.5 hours is a Herculean task because it's like I said, it's words throw up. There's a dictionary in the back for all the made up words. So accomplishing what they did in 2.5 hours, moving the plot along. I mean, since we are talking in terms of a trilogy and we're talking in terms of like building something for the later books or the later movies, that's the thing about this movie. Like, what was the plot?
It's a setup. I think I wanted to get Mizu's take on this because I feel like visually and auditorily, lol words. I guess I need my dictionary now.
Yeah.
I think it was there, but plot wise, it was just a setup. So
yeah,
Mizu, what did you think?
I'll say this: I already went in with the mindset of I'm probably gonna be confused as hell watching this movie, but believe it or not, it wasn't that hard to grasp what was going on. I like how they did it, like you said. I like how they shot it. And I definitely agree that it is a setup. Like it's a good setup to what's going to be happening next. And what Nick said, they covered what I've been hearing, that they covered about 2/3 of the first book. So, but I'm not gonna lie, it's one of those movies where it's like, would I go back and watch it again? Not like I'll watch it again, but not like, it's not one of those you can keep watching over and over again. It's one of those, I'll come back to it. But I will say, it's one of those movies that if it does pique your curiosity, because I'm not gonna lie, after watching the film, I went to go look up stuff about Dune, about it, the lore about Dune, and
oh god,
wow,
slippery slope, friend. It's a very slippery slope.
And here's the thing. Now I'm not gonna lie, and here's a hot take, hot take, Mike, right now. If they do it right, and if they do it well enough, I can see this actually being a superior sci-fi film, comparable to maybe even Star Wars and Star Trek. If they do it right.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Each one has to land better than the other.
Exactly, because the way they set
Star
up,
Wars did that.
Like, we're talking about how, like, I wouldn't say like Lord of the Rings, kind of like they have to keep it consistent like that. And if the first one is still good, but it's still like a setup, I can't imagine what Dune Part 2 is going to be, because all that stuff they were, the visions, the future sight, the war between the Atreides and
Harkonnens.
Harkonnens. Yeah, the Harkonnens. So that is going to be interesting to see. But it could be done. But it's a big if they do it right, because like Nick said, it's a lot of stuff.
Here's the thing.
These books.
There's a big pushback with the Dune book series of people being like, normalize like just dropping books that are too goddamn confusing for you to read. And I like these things. I've read Dune. I got all the way up to book 4. If you think it's insane now, wait until it becomes God, King, Emperor. It's fully insane stuff. But at a certain point when he's like managing entire universes and these kinds of things, it's just like you have to keep an eye on so many clans and lineages and words. The thing is, it's hard to do in movie format. Simply because with Dune, if you put down the 3rd book and you don't read the 4th book for like a year, you have to go back and reread the 3rd book before you read the 4th book. So it's like, so the first movie did a really good job of setting it up. But I think if you were trying to act as like, look at this movie as a standalone, it's not like anything to write home about, because like I said, there's more or less no plot. I think this movie is now acting to serve a purpose, as you are going to sit down and watch all of the Dune movies so it can stay fresh in your brain. It's going to be a great intro, but like you can go back and watch the Two Towers. You can go back and watch episode 4 of Star Wars, because they have concise plots that go from point A to point B and close. And sure, there's obviously a cliffhanger that you can move on to in the next movie, but like at the end of the day, there's a decisive plot. So I'd say in the terms of acting as a standalone movie, kind of missed the mark. But in the terms of, yes, auditorily and visually, it was beautiful, well acted, very well acted. I think the only person who really my acting hung up on was Zendaya. I felt like was kind of phoning it in. I know that's going to get me like nailed to a cross in 2021.
She did only get 7 minutes of screen time.
I want to say, overall, she was just mostly featured as future sight, the future visions of her. And then we finally meet her at the very tail end of the movie, and she gets, maybe 5 lines total, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. But she's a very interesting character in the books. There's nothing more that I love about the Dune series than the fact that, you have all these insane names, all these insane last names, clan lineages. And then the main character's name is Paul. Always sits right with me. But I mean, Jose, so from someone who's new to the Dune universe, who hasn't read the books, where do you see this directionality going?
I haven't read it either.
I was saying, but you've already voiced. I was going to ask him what he thought about the future projection for Dune, because you already said that you think it could be one of the best. What do you see coming out of it?
I see a pivotal, let's say a seminal work in terms of sci-fi storytelling. Like it doesn't have to be as big as Star Wars, because Star Wars also had like the cultural impact that I don't think Dune is kind of going for. I think Dune is going for this like artistic interpretation of something that's really complex, high fantasy, that can be not dumbed down, but expressed visually for a large audience, which is in a sense what I think the first trilogy for the Lord of the Rings tried to do. So bring this epic to life in a way that would make it super memorable. In this case, there's 6 books. They're all long and confusing. Like Denis Villeneuve had as you said, Herculean labor of like taking something that is considered by a lot of people to be just like super like way up there. Like I'm not even going to attempt to get into this because like I'm going to get lost at some point, and made it really accessible. Because even though like I had moments where like I missed certain words or I missed certain dialogue, I knew what was happening all the time. Like I knew exactly what the motivations were for each character. I felt that first of all, the cast is beyond ridiculous. Like I mean, they had half the A-list like in this movie, or like a solid chunk of it. Each one had personality. Every single person I felt connected to, maybe except 1 or 2 like people. And even the moments of like how do I say this? Like so I've always been a fan of messing with timelines if you do it right.
Okay.
But in this case, like it was more artistic than anything else. It was just like it was previews. It was previews essentially. Like he was because the chosen one is supposed to see the past, the present, and the future. They're training him to be that insane mind that can lead everybody to a better future.
Yeah.
But without going into like too much spoilers, the issue here, right, is how can you make all of that super complex imagery visually appealing? And I think it succeeded, and that's half the battle. Like making it fun to look at, easy to understand, and a great experience. I think it checked 3 out of the 4 boxes. So I think it'll be one of the great works in sci-fi filmmaking, but I don't think it'll have the same cultural impact as the big ones like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, unless the second one kind of like hits it out of the park like Avengers Infinity War did, where like it was just like whoa, like mind-blowing.
Well, if speaking from experience here with the second book and the latter half of the first book that we haven't really gotten into is actually like content wise much more interesting than what we got in this. The looks into the holy war he was speaking of, the religious war, that the flames he cannot quench, is actually probably the most interesting part of Dune just generally. I'd say book 4, I'd say beyond book 4, 5, and 6, 4, 5, and 6 are meh. And then he dies, and then his sons take over. But 2 and 3 are probably the best books. So that's probably the best content we're looking at, and it's probably I don't think we're gonna get 6 parts, or even more, considering we didn't even finish the first book in this movie. What I'm curious to see is though, one of the biggest pulls here for this movie was the cast, right? We had Jason Momoa, we had Josh Brolin, we had Timothee Chalamet, Zendaya,
Oscar
the guy,
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac, in
Javier Bardem.
Yep, the guy who played his father. The problem with me is though, moving forward now. So obviously, spoilers ahead if you haven't watched the movie. All of the big names die. Jason Momoa dies. His father dies. Like every outside of Timothee Chalamet and Zendaya, every main like big A-lister is dead. So will the poll for the second movie be reintroduce other A-listers into the universe, or is the poll going to be just like maintained interest from the first movie?
I would do that.
I think it might be a mixture of both. It's going to be like they're probably going to bring in some more A-listers, maybe not as grand in scale of the first one.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, still maintain those characters. Plus, going off of the books, I mean, well, there's a whole lot of things with certain characters though. So I don't know. I'll say both for me.
Yeah. What about you,
in my case, I think it would even be better if you don't introduce that many more A-listers, just a couple more, because part one served to set the stage of like what the stakes are high. These are what our characters are fighting for.
Yeah.
Now let's get them like develop animosity with certain characters. Introduce like the main baddie of the show or of the series, like the Emperor or whatever, because we didn't even see the Emperor.
Well,
so,
yeah, the Emperor and the Baron, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the Baron. So like, I would say developing those relationships that we've already established is more beneficial and more valuable than just adding more star power, because they have enough, quote unquote, but adding a couple more would be pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing: when you said about the Emperor, of course, like spoiler warning, there's a part where they said that it was kind of like the Emperor who got involved and basically set them up. My only gripe with that is that I wish that they didn't say that. I wish that they saved that for the next film, because so we can build up.
Gotcha. So what you're saying is like them sending the Sartaki, the emperor's chosen army, like by showing his hand that he's actually trying to kill the Atreides.
So yeah, like I would have wanted it to be more just about the feud between the Atreides and the other clan that they've been having issues with. Yeah, I keep saying their name wrong. That's why I just did.
Yeah. And, welcome to Dune. Yeah. Listen, I've read the books and now I've watched the movie and I still don't remember half of the names.
So yeah, I rather it be between them, because of course they used to run Dune and now they lost it, and I can see the animosity build up. And then the second film, it will be revealed that it was the Emperor's plan all along.
Yeah,
that he put them together like this so they would feud and Atreides would be destroyed in the process. Which is now the question is, who do you think would play the Emperor? Who do you think that they would cast
DiCaprio
to play the Emperor?
It wouldn't be the right look. It's not. Yeah, if you think the Baron's bad, wait until you see the Emperor. Is essentially what I'm going to say.
I think the person I was thinking of, because I've been seeing some people who talk about the film or talking about the lore, they often use his like picture as his likeness of what they think. The guy who played Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones. For those who don't know who that is, look up Tywin Lannister, Game of Thrones, and a lot of people have been using his image to play. Or
he would be a good portrayal of it. Yeah, it's not how he would be in my head, but I guess I could see it. Yeah.
And another one I've been hearing that I didn't think about it till now, but I only in terms of age and voice, because I don't know how old is the Emperor. I'm pretty sure the Emperor is old in the books.
He's yeah, I have no idea. There's so many things to remember.
Well, if he's old, then someone brought up James Earl Jones.
That would be awesome. Darth Vader.
I would do Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne would be very cool as well. So what did you guys? So I have a question, just like to get your predictions for what you think is coming out of the future. So we've seen now Timothee Chalamet, Paul, has seen the future, and the future has come true, but he's also seen futures that didn't happen. Do you guys have any theories about what's going on there?
Ooh. Futures that didn't happen.
Right, because so Maris, the man he stabs in the back at the end, right? Yeah. So we see in a future they're talking together. Maris is like, "I'm going to teach you the ways of the desert." We also seen a future where Duncan, Idaho, which is still a fucking hilarious name for a dude who's leading an intergalactic army on like there. I'm Duncan, Idaho. It's like you play point guard for the fucking like the I don't even remember. Yeah, not the Clippers, the Pistons or something. But yeah, like so what do you guys think about like these futures that we haven't seen fleshed out? Do you have any ideas about what's going on there?
I can't theorize much. I didn't get that much. I feel like he's getting advice from someone, because like every time he does the whole vision thing, you hear people saying like let go. Or you hear somebody saying like let it happen when like he's about to get stabbed or something like that. So I feel like the advice
You good? Did someone just break into your home?
Yeah. Sorry, my friend is about to leave, so he's taking my keys. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go. I
Bye,
feel
friend.
like yeah. Bye, friend. The idea is to. I'm trying to think of what it could be. I think we're being misled purposely, Marvel style.
Oh, okay.
That's my theory.
Like a filmography choice in order to mislead the audience.
Yes, I think we're being told that like, oh, he's supposed to do this to do the future and take another path. I think it's a what if scenario. I think it's a what if scenario.
I like
that.
that.
A single choice will change everything.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it's going to be one of those. Yeah, kind of like it's not. I wouldn't say so far a ruse, but there's going to be like a war and all that, and Timothy's going to be the head of it, but I wouldn't say he'll be the right person for the job.
Mm-hmm.
And they find out that he's not perfect.
Okay.
Because the one thing that was very alarming to me is what are they called? The ladies, the Bene Jesuit, something Jesuit.
Yeah, it's the Bene Gen. What is it? The Bene Gen.
The psychic women. Okay.
Yep.
The psychic
Bene
women.
Gesserit. Yeah. There we go.
Bene Gesserit. Yep.
Okay. So yeah,
Welcome
when they had that
Dune.
whole test,
I'm so excited for you guys to understand this.
When he had that whole test and they were testing to see like who he is and all that kind of stuff, and when they confronted and interrogated the mother, because they were like, oh, he was not supposed to be here. He was not supposed to be born. Like, we've been doing this whole prophecy thing and he's messing up the prophecy. So I feel like he's going to be that guy for like a minute, and then something's going to happen when they realize like, oh, they probably were right. He's not that guy. Like,
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, you're not that guy. Okay, I like those theories. I like those. Those are both great theories. I appreciate them both. I feel like Mizu right now. I just get to sit back, and not explain to you what's coming. That's a lot of fun for me. Awesome. What?
Oh, the last thing I was gonna say is in terms of like if they're gonna make it when they make this in, I don't even know how to say it. In terms of franchise wise, because you know, like you guys said, there's like 6-7 books, and I can realistically see them making like the first 2 to 3 books, like that 3 trilogy.
They could do the first 3,
the to make that into trilogy, because I do know that at some point there's like a time skip.
Yes.
So
4-ish.
And realistically, I can only see them doing the first 3, and maybe down the line in the future, like how they do with Star Wars, maybe come back and introduce the next one. But realistically, I only can see them doing the 3 with Paul, and then stopping there.
Well, he's in all of them. He's in all 6. Yeah. I won't tell you why.
I thought I thought something happened to him in one of those books.
It's complicated to explain without spoilers, but yes, he's more or less around the entire time. But yes, so essentially, like the books do kind of lose their minds 4, 5, 6. So I think the first 3 is really going to be the best way to do it for them. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm excited for the second one. It's probably gonna be like 8 years until we get it, considering it took like this one like 9 years to get made. Probably why Timothee Chalamet looked so young, because that movie started getting made like 2017 or something. Outside of that, a lot of fun, looking forward to it. And since we're speaking of Timothee Chalamet and Zendaya, I know we were saving it for the end, but it's fresh in my mind, and I kind of want to talk about it now. We got a trailer for Zendaya's boyfriend's new movie. Thomas Holland is going to be in an Uncharted movie with Mark Wahlberg, the highest paid actor on earth, everyone. And it looks, it looks terrible. It looks genuine. Here's the thing. I'm not biased. I didn't play the Uncharted games. I did because like I said, I grew up an Xbox kid. We've been over this. I didn't play Uncharted. I didn't play God of War. I didn't play the other ones. So I didn't play Uncharted growing up. And this movie looks like hot garbage.
You want to go first, Mizu? Because I got my things.
So I'll say this. I wouldn't say it's hard garbage. I will say that it is pretty accurate in terms of the stuff that they're doing. However, in terms of actors. Here's the thing. I like Tom Holland. I
Why
also
Mark
like
Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg. However, I felt like just going off with the trailer, I could be proven wrong once it comes out, but just going off the trailer, Tom Holland does not give me Nathan Drake. Neither does Mark Wahlberg. And here's the thing: I would have forgiven Mark Wahlberg if he had the mustache. The person he's playing has an iconic mustache. Sully has a mustache. Where the hell did the mustache go? It's a handlebar mustache, by the way. It looks freaking amazing. And he also has like silvery white hair. And of course, Mark Wahlberg is, looks younger in the thing. Yeah. But again, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, Sully had such a iconic look. Like when you see his face, like, oh yeah, he's from Uncharted. I know who that is. But yeah, I was just thrown off by that. And then Tom Holland looks so young, and even it makes it worse that he also sounds very young compared to the main character. Because the main character of Uncharted is a grown man. Yeah. Not saying that Tom Holland's not a grown man. He is a grown man, but he like doesn't fit the look of a grown man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't play the Uncharted game. Like I've played some like peripheral, like I like, like it's been on in my apartment. And I'd be like, oh, cool. I'll like play Uncharted 4, just like mess around. And just like, yeah, Nathan Drake is a full grown man. And obviously Tom Holland is playing a younger version of him. That's totally fine. But like something about it, like his portrayal, it's weird to me. It looks like National Treasure on a lower budget somehow. I'm to reference our previous week's episodes. I am selling on the Uncharted movie. I am certainly okay. Clearance fire sale for me.
I will say this. I did like though it did seem like over the top. I did like how they included the whole airplane and the all the supplies falling out the plane, because that is a reference from the actual games. Oh, so I am happy that they actually included that. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see. One thing I will give it maybe some benefit of the doubt if they start the series off with the prequel, because there is a prequel game where we see a young Nathan Drake and Sully, and they could be putting that first. Like for people who haven't maybe seen the video games or watched it, they could do that first and then go on maybe forward, depending on how long they want to make this and how good it does. But I'll forgive them if they did that. But if they're starting off what I think they are with the actual first game, the way it starts off, then I'm gonna be like, I don't know. But then again, it all depends on their acting ability.
Yeah. What about you, Jose? I mean, you're an Uncharted fan. You seem to be holding your tongue here. You look
I'm thinking in anger. I'm thinking because like, okay, I get your points. I'm a firm believer in the video game movie curse. There's very few movies that have quenched my itch in terms of the giving me an experience that resembles at least somewhat the experience that I had in the game. And while I do feel that this movie seems a little bit over the top in the surface, so is the Uncharted game. I mean, let's be honest. Like Nathan Drake, just to give you a little bit of context, he goes searching for Shangri-La and has.
Drake? Well, he's a descendant. Just clicked that.
He's a descendant. That's part of the thing.
Oh, so that's the thing, because he's a pie. Oh, that makes sense.
So, like for example, the ring, which is also a nod to like, okay, they're starting off correct in the sense that, like for example, the ring that you see is Sir Francis Drake's ring, which has the classic line from the game, which is Sic Parvis Magna engraved in it, which means greatness from small beginnings. That's like the whole theme of the Uncharted franchise, right? Some like small mission turns into like this grandiose like exploration of like X treasure or like X mythological things. So for example, they go searching for Shangri-La for something super small in the beginning. So like I like that they're following the overall structure, and I like that they're taking specific scenes and moments straight from the games. So like when Tom Holland sees the ship, that's exactly from Uncharted 4. Like when he sees Captain Avery's ship, the rooftop scene, that's straight from Uncharted 3. So they're.
Ooh, so do you think that they're just compiling?
They're merging
all
stuff,
4 movies together?
Not all 4 games, but I think the themes from all 4 games for sure. Because like, for example, from what I've seen and from what I've read online, Antonio Banderas is not playing the any of the like villains that we've seen in the games. It's like the Moncadas are not shown, like don't show up anywhere in the Uncharted games. So I like the fact that they're bringing in specific like nuggets and Easter eggs, as well as like set pieces that will remind people of like the experience that they had playing the video game with a totally new story. That being said, though, I will agree to a certain extent that it's kind of I would say the word is uncanny, having like somebody that young play Nathan Drake in his prime, because like I get this is trying to set up like an origin story, right? Have Nathan Drake. Okay. That's what it is. That's essentially what it is, because like they mention Nathan's brother, Sam, but like they don't show him. We don't know how old he is. So like I think once the movie does come out, or the next trailer comes out, we'll get a little bit of a better idea if this is like a full-on origin story, or if they're just putting in like different snippets of like different adventures that Nathan Drake will be having and not sticking to the games. I am hopeful, but I am also going to keep my expectations low, because every time that I get my every time that I keep my expectations high, something happens. I mean, as long as it follows the same style as the first 7 minutes of Mortal Kombat, I will be sold.
Well, if any movie followed the style of the first 7 minutes of Mortal Kombat, we'd have the best movie ever made. So that's high hopes. But yeah, I mean,
no, I agree with Tropical Joe, because I'm also a little bit also nervous with it, because I've been rooting for this game to be a movie for a while. I keep telling people all the time, like, oh, if they adapted Uncharted, that would be like our generation's Indiana Jones if done well. And I kept saying it. All the time. And then we finally got a trailer. And I'm just like, okay. So
looking a bit like the last Indiana Jones.
I'm nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull more than anything, if we're being entirely real.
With a little bit of James Bond, just a tiny bit of James
By the way, guys, I just want to, you can't run up things that are falling. I need to put that out there. Physics strictly does not allow it. It's not a standing point. You can't exert outward pressure on something that's already falling. I need that for everyone out there. If you're ever falling out of an airplane, I'm sorry, you're screwed. There's nothing you can jump off. Outside of that, yes. I mean, it looks like fun. I hope Tom Holland does well. But if I'm being entirely real, outside of the Spider-Man roles, I've never loved the Tom Holland movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, he has Cherry, which is not that great. He had
The Impossible, bro. He was a child, though.
Yeah, The Impossible was pretty good. Wait.
That's the disaster movie.
Yeah, The Impossible with Owen Wilson, right? No,
with Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
It was the tsunami movie.
That's a good movie. They're in Thailand, right, or something like that. Yeah. That's a good movie. I feel like I can't give him credit for that one. And then there's another one where he plays what is it? End of All Things or something like that. It's like he lives in like the South. It's like a misery movie. It's super boring. But he's a good actor, so I'm hoping the best for him, because he deserves to shine outside of Spider-Man. And besides that, we also had news for something else Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, we had multiple things come out. We had an Empire movie like press junket basically come out.
What do you mean?
Empire did I think it was Empire. Yeah. They did like a press release, like just from the movie, like talking about aspects of the movie, and Tom Holland also made like posts and comments on the movie, and he said that like there's gonna be some scenes that put his jaw on the floor. Because, for example, there's one scene where him, Happy, Gwyneth Paltrow's character, and another superhero are having dinner, and they're explaining what it means to be a superhero. So people are like crazily speculating, okay, is this Toby? Is this Andrew? Is this Matt Murdock? But like there's lots of nuggets like that in the interview, and they're saying that like there's moments of direct interaction between Tom and other superheroes that are gonna blow everybody out of the water. And I'm like, bro, fuck. I want to know.
I'm getting tired of these teasers right now, bro.
I just need a second trailer. Just give me something, bro.
Or I just need them to stop talking about it so I can just forget about it for a couple months. Just like, shh, it's okay. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. You know, like you've got us. The hook is in.
Exactly. And they definitely need to be careful because like if they do this to us, it makes you know, what if it's not good? I don't want to put that in the air, but what if it's not good?
What if the superhero is like, oh God, I don't even know, just like some
Iron Fist.
Yeah, exactly. Like Iron. Oh my God, could you imagine? Could you? And it's like the Iron Fist, like from the Netflix movie too. And he's like, oh yeah, you guys, but like Matt Murdock is someone different. They like see a blind guy in the background walking across, and it's not even the dude who plays it. And we're like, hey, we wanted to keep the really good actors. Yeah,
no, but here's the thing: what if they do all the right things, but it's all low energy?
Oh,
what do you mean?
God, that would be
as in
horrifying.
like, or you can have all the stuff we're expecting. They can have Tobey Maguire, freaking Andrew Garfield. They can have all the stuff we're looking for, but it's like
sucks.
not.
It's just fanfare.
Like, the plot sucks. The plot sucks. They're not putting all their effort into it. They pull a Jennifer Lawrence. Yes, I'm calling her out because what she did in X-Men. Low. You
didn't like her as Mystique.
No, here's the thing.
I
liked her in the X-Men First Class. I liked her in Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse. I liked her in
You're saying Dark Phoenix.
Days of Future Past. But after that, she just stopped caring. You could tell that she stopped caring.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. You get signed into a multi-movie deal, and you're like, oh, in every single one. Well, I guess Days of Future Past did well, and First Class did
that was the best one besides First Class.
Incredible, yeah. But I would say, Dark Phoenix, maybe because you just knew Dark Phoenix in what was it, the Apocalypse one.
I was so mad at the Apocalypse movie.
Was that what it was called? Apocalypse?
Yeah, X-Men Apocalypse.
Something Apocalypse.
Yeah. I mean, that's that the fact that we can't remember the title should tell you what there is about that movie. I mean, Dark Phoenix wasn't terrible, but Apocalypse was hot garbage. Especially considering that Jean Grey gets the Phoenix powers in Apocalypse, and then everyone's like, "What was that?" And then she gets the Phoenix powers in Dark Phoenix, and everyone was like, "What was that?" And it's like, we just
saw it.
We just do this?
I love Oscar Isaac, but it was not a good idea to make him Apocalypse. Like, who said that this man was supposed to be Apocalypse?
No, it was a very, very bad idea.
Needs to be a hulking figure.
Was there any other Spider-Man news? Said there was a bunch.
Well, not Spider-Man specifically. There were other pieces of news. We're getting speaking of video games, we are getting A Quiet Place video game,
which did you know who's making it?
I don't know who is making it, but I will check while we.
I was going to say, I'm going to hit the keys. That has I love horror games. I love horror games. I stream them on Fridays. They're so much fun. I love being afraid. The Quiet Place mechanics could be, if you polished it, it's just like, it would have to be a stealth game, right? But
it is apparently an original story set in the same universe by publisher Saber Interactive, Illogica, and Epitome.
I don't know any of those people. Interesting.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, here's the thing though, like a good chance for some indie franchises to break out onto the scene. Like I said, the Quiet Place 2 is also very good. I didn't think it came out during quarantine, didn't get as much love as I think it deserved. I thought it was very, very good. The guy who plays Thomas Shelby, what is his fucking name?
John Krasinski?
No, Thomas Shelby.
Okay, my bad. I thought something.
He did an incredible job.
Cillian Murphy.
Emily Blunt was really, really good. The daughter and the son were both really, really good. I love both those movies. I think the universe is so fascinating. I really do. It's so awesome to see what they do with it. So having an original storyline in that universe, like where you have to like gather resources, build up a camp, that kind of thing, and then obviously like maintain complete and utter silence, is really, really cool. And also like the entire universe existing also is like good for like deaf storytelling. So I think that's it's totally awesome. It's gonna happen. Do we know when it's coming out?
2022 September apparently.
Oh, that's far away. What do you think of music?
Yo, can you imagine, like, you know how you're playing video games and when you're playing a character and sometimes when you bump into stuff, you just bump into it and don't even think about it. But imagine you playing this game, that every time you bump into stuff, it actually like makes a noise. When you knock over a cup, it's going to like break and make a noise. That would be stressful.
I think the best game to probably compare this to would be one of the newer Alien games. Isolation, where it's you against the aliens, and the aliens have an AI. But essentially what the AI does is it tells you where it's are, but then it scrambles it, and then the AI has to figure out the scrambled message and like find you based off clues and things like that. So it's very, very interesting. I think that would be a great way to do it. It's all about demonstrating good AI with that game, pretty much. It's like, hey, can we make an AI that's not overly sensitive to sound, but then also like make them hard to kill, because that's the entire thing. Is they're very hard to kill if you're not Emily Blunt and her family. But yeah, no, very excited for that. And then we had
a couple more things.
Then we have the Guardians of the Galaxy game just came out. Well,
yes,
it came out today. It came out yesterday when this podcast is being released. And it is by Square Enix. And if there's those of you out there like me who bought the Avengers game and feel a little angry with Square Enix, then you are not alone, because I don't know how much trust I have in my heart currently for Square Enix. What's going on, Mizu?
Okay, I'll say this. I'm the same way, but I will say this though.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of good things about it in the sense of now it's not a grandiose, this is going to be the game of the year type of game.
It's not Mass Effect 2,
No. So yeah, gotcha. it is a solid linear game compared to Avengers. They said the interactions, the gameplay, the storytelling, how especially the interactions part, they've done a very good job, and they proved that they can tell a good story without microtransactions, all that kind of jazz. It is a solid game.
Yeah. It's not heavily focused on skins for all your different heroes,
which is exciting, because single player story mode games that are really good are underappreciated, in my opinion, in the era of battle royales. I think this is well needed, and from the reviews that I've been reading today, and from what I've seen from major publications, everything is above a 70, like in terms of average, or 4 out of 5s. Yeah, but think about it. When's the last time you had a solid video game from a superhero that wasn't like a Batman game or like the Lego games? I
was just about to say that. That is spot on. Besides Batman games and Spider-Man, the recent Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, caveat.
A lot of superhero games just haven't hit very well enough.
I'm trying to think.
Or they missed their mark, or they're tied. Some of them will be tied to the movies, and they just be terrible. Let's not forget about the Thor video game that came out when Thor came out.
I had Thor video game,
and I still regret it to this day.
Yep, same.
The Hulk game a long time ago was dope. You could rip cars in half and throw them at people. That one was fun. I was also a child, so I was just like, this is so much fun. Outside of that, I guess Marvel has always been on top of it in terms of I guess hasn't always been on top of it, but for a long time has sat on top of it in terms of movies, and DC's done great television shows, and yet we haven't gotten a lot in the video game sphere, which is weird. It's something about communicating IP to a video game format, or communicating video game to movies, or movies to video games. For some reason it doesn't communicate well. I don't know if the teams don't get together or something, but what?
I feel like it's money driven, because if you think about the biggest example that I have is Deadpool. Before the Spider-Man games came around, the Deadpool game, you could tell that was made by fans. Yeah, that was made by people that love the character and wanted to have a very authentic representation of what it was.
Also before the movies.
Exactly. And I'm like, bro, if you make it with love and with the intent of just telling a cohesive storyline that is faithful, not to the storylines in the comics, but to the character itself and how they interact with other people in their universe, you can make it's a W, and it'll make money, because those games, that Deadpool game was good. I feel like there's been other Spider-Man Web of Shadows. I'm personally really fond of that one. The Telltale Batman games, holy shit!
Shout out to Bandai.
Great. So I feel like video games and comic books do go hand in hand. You just have to make sure that you play your cards correctly. I will say that.
Yes, and the part I feel like, when going back to what Nick said, the MCU is putting so much of its time into its movies, which, I mean, granted, it's working. You can't fix what ain't broke.
Yeah.
And of course, now they're diving into more TV shows that have been pretty solid. But yeah, they in other categories they just been like lacking to a point.
Yeah.
And yeah, you got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's been doing very well, but even other video games just like the Avengers game didn't do well. Granted, like other video games they try to spit out just don't do well because they're putting too much focus in the money aspect of it instead of just trying to tell a good story. And you would think, but granted, the Spider-Man game was made by Sony, so Sony already knows
a lot of money to throw
video games and stuff like that. Compared to what's the company's name that made the Avengers?
Square Enix.
Square Enix. Yeah.
I mean, they are famous. Like, I mean, they made one of my favorites. Yeah, Square Enix made Kingdom Hearts, and that's one of my favorite video game franchises. Even though number 3 sucked, I will put that out in the universe, and I do not care who comes at me. They're huge.
I haven't played any of them.
So, Kingdom Hearts 2 is one of the best games ever made.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 2 is amazing.
Ever.
I just know the plot line is very convoluted.
Here's the thing. Hey, don't focus on that. Just play.
Don't look at the bad
things. Be happy. See Disney characters fight Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah.
Don't think too much about the plot because you're going to be hurt.
It's literally Disney mixed with Final Fantasy. That makes no sense that it would be good. It is so good.
It's very good.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And
well,
this comes from a person who loves plot. Like I like complex stories, and it's coming from me. I have no idea what the hell is going on in Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
I guess you could apply the same rationale to Dune. Heading forward, just like be like, ooh, A-listers fighting each other, yay! Like that's more or less the Dune experience. Okay, cool. I think that's all we have for what is it?
There's like we can do like a fast like a speed round of things.
Hell yeah, bro! This is
Harry
the
Styles
News Weekly.
Harry Styles is playing Thanos' brother, Eros, in the Eternals movie. Confirmed.
Oh.
I thought that was a post-credit thing.
Well, no, that was confirmed. That was confirmed. Like there was a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Oh, I thought you spoiled it for a second. I was just like,
wait.
I mean, I knew about it, but
Harry
like I didn't.
Styles?
Yeah, they said. I mean, it's on Twitter. Like for like, and they didn't say. I didn't see like spoiler warnings or anything. They said, "Yep, Harry Styles is confirmed to be showing up somewhere." Like I don't know if that's
apparently it came from because there's just like every Marvel film, there's 2 post-credit scenes, and one of those post-credit scenes. Granted, I still have yet to see the movie, but because it's not out yet. But one of the
it doesn't come out for 2 weeks. Yeah.
So yeah, one of the post-credit scenes apparently shows the character Star Fox, which would be played by Harry Styles. And
Star Fox?
Star
Fox. Barrel roll?
Yeah, barrel roll.
Not that Star Fox.
Not
apparently, yeah, he's the cousin of Thanos.
Oh yeah, his cousin. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, so we got that. I mean, I don't know if that was just, if I just spoiled myself that
spoiler.
shit.
I'm gonna timestamp the shit out of that.
Yeah,
here's the thing.
My bad, everyone.
It probably is, but here's the thing. Here's the thing with Star Fox in general. He's one of those characters that, like, if you're a real like diehard comic book fan, you would know maybe. Yeah. But even then, he's kind of an obscure character. I think it's one of those things where the MCU is just taken out of the Marvel pod and be like, okay, let's do something with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Styles, I've only seen him act once before in
1917, bro.
That's
1917.
Yeah. He was pretty good in that, yeah.
Yeah. I liked him in that one, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't have like a massive role by any means. Like he was like the friend, but I guess this Star Fox role won't be that massive. It'll just be him chilling in his racer, or not his racer.
Probably. I need to look him up some more of Star Fox and what role does he play, at least in the comics, because he just seems like one of those kind of high powered or people up there. He's related to Thanos, so he has some type of connection, but he just seems like one of those morally gray but still lean, I'll say lean good kind of characters. That's the gist I'm getting from him.
All right, bet.
Cool. What's your next spoiler?
No, so I made sure that these are not spoilers. These are just confirmations.
Okay.
Brendan Fraser is making his DC debut. Well, no, his second DC debut.
Already has one.
Yes, yeah, in Doom Patrol. He is going to be playing Firefly in Batgirl's movie.
Wait. Again?
Wait, there's a Batgirls movie?
Wait, no, that's Nathan Fillion.
The Batgirl movie is coming, and like
but it's not Ruby Rose. Don't worry. I don't think it's Ruby Rose. Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna be playing Batgirl, but officially, but he's gonna be playing Firefly. That was confirmed this week.
Oh,
good for him.
Yeah.
He's. I mean, I love Brandon Fraser. I love him.
I'm a huge stan. I love him so much.
He's incredible. He had some tough years. He's so good in Doom Patrol. Outside of that, though, I mean, he's gonna have to probably. I mean, he's probably gonna have to get in superhero shape.
Yep, and which is great because you can tell he can be a superhero. We all saw him in George of the Jungle.
He was a himbo. He was the prototypical himbo.
Yeah, he was the funny Tom Cruise, I would say, in the 90s.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I mean,
the action. There was the action Tom Cruise and the funny Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be the one out there. Hot take. He's a more likable Tom Cruise. I don't like Tom.
Hell yeah.
I mean, hey, I don't want the I don't want the Church of Scientology on our ass. Okay, they have a lot of actually. I mean, they have less money than they used to, but they have a lot of fucking money. All right.
True. Fair.
And my quasars are way out of whatever the fuck. It's all a fucking lie.
Well, I'm happy to see him getting more work.
Yeah, no, good for him. Honestly, that's awesome. I mean, is the Batgirl movie gonna do well? Probably not.
I don't know.
It depends because Batgirl is a great character.
Great character. Just been so critically maligned in like the Batgirl show was the worst thing that's ever I'm gonna say the worst television show that's ever been created. Like it was. I
haven't seen it and I don't want to see it.
Oh, it was the worst thing CW ever did, and they just released a new season of The Flash. So
then again, it's coming from CW, and on top of that, I will say one thing. But even before the show came out, there were already people hating on it. Yeah, because of reasons,
Yeah, I mean, yes, general misogyny went into it, of course, but B, CW also.
But as soon as it came out, it didn't help either. That it was not.
No one knows how to destroy a superhero IP like CW. Give them 3. I'm surprised because usually it takes them 3 seasons. Usually, Arrow season 1, 2, 3 was okay. Season 4 was just like, okay, what if we just lost our minds? The Flash.
Supergirl was good for 2. Well, up until we saw Superman, and I like the dude as Superman actually. The dude from Teen Wolf.
I love him. Yeah, I mean, I hate CW with a burning passion. But
fair.
Outside of that, I hope the best for the Batgirl movie because I love Batgirl.
Yes.
What's next?
We got the Quantum Mania logo, which is essentially just a lot of runes made like multiverse timelines in Loki. So we just got a logo and people are like, what the fuck is this? Like it's literally just circles. Like it's just
it looks like a death metal band name.
Yeah.
Very Doctor Who.
And then speaking of Ant-Man and the Wasp, we just had a big news. Bill Murray is making his MCU debut as an unnamed role in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
He's gonna be a side character.
He's going to be inside in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't know who he's going to play.
There's no way he's going to be anything more than just a gag for maybe 5 minutes.
I don't know.
Bill Murray's 75, dude.
Hey,
they cannot put their chips on this.
Have you seen Harrison Ford play Indiana Jones at 79?
He played Indiana Jones 10 years ago.
Well, fair.
Crystal Skull came out in 2013.
That's true. Harrison Ford.
And he wasn't good. It wasn't.
Well, that's because he stopped caring. That's if he cared, I think he would have put more energy in.
So even though he was still 60 something, 70, bro.
He was 71, 72 in that role. Yes. Yeah. And for being real, that was Shia LaBeouf's movie. That was not his movie.
Fair. I'll give that to you. So yeah, we got that, and then the final thing that I'll give you guys in terms of fast news here on Weeb Weekly, we had official confirmation that the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige had different ideas leading into Endgame. They wanted to kill all 6 of the originals.
That'd been dope.
They wanted to kill all 6 of the original Avengers because they thought that would lead to a huge emotional weight that would change the MCU forever. Yes,
dramatically.
But then they said, okay, this doesn't allow people to cohesively get a closing of a storyline for all of the characters.
I would have loved it.
Yeah, once Endgame ended. So they changed Visions. But I'm like, yo, if you killed all 6 of the original Avengers,
would have loved it.
That would have been I would have sobbed out of the movie theater.
I would have been
sobbed. If you just did 4 of them, that would still be enough. Because I feel like the biggest thing that people had a problem with Endgame is that I wouldn't say there weren't stakes, but the stakes didn't feel like they weren't that high. Like if they can, especially using time travel, and they can just kind of to a point undo what happened, it just feels like, well, yeah, like what? Why? Like it. Okay, I'm happy you guys won, but it's like, granted, we lost Black Widow and
did we though?
Iron Man, but like
Black Widow. That's the thing.
Also, is Chris Evans dead? Is his Captain America just dead now?
I think he's just old.
He's old shit in the retirement home.
He's just old now. Yeah, I don't even think we lost Black Widow though. That's the thing. I think Black Widow's coming back.
Ooh.
I think they're going to bring another
version of her.
Yep.
But I don't think our Black Widow is gone.
But here's the thing: at the end of the day, you know,
that's what if is for.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. But like, so like, they're like, hey, listen, we're going to bring you to a universe where like our Black Widow is gone. And the thing is, like, we can be like, yeah, it's not our Black Widow. But the thing is, like, it's our Black Widow. Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow. You know, it's not.
But here's the thing: granted, I still see it as like a cop out, but I think they're not going to do it only because of Black Widow's sister. Natasha's sister is pretty much said that she's taking up the mantle of Black Widow.
I would take Florence Pugh as Black Widow any day of the week.
And here, I want to see her. I want to see her more. So I definitely want to see what they can do with that. And one of the biggest things that I like what they're doing right now is like they're giving all the side characters, all the people who didn't get that shine, and now they're coming to the forefront. Because a lot of people complained back then that, who cares about the side characters? They're just one dimensional. Hell, when the first Infinity War came out, everybody was doing their death pool on who was going to die. And everybody already straight out was naming, Falcon, War Machine. They're all people who they really don't matter to them. And now
you just got a suit strapped onto you, bye.
Exactly. And now I think Kevin Feige and the Marvel, or at least Disney, is just like, okay, let's actually build upon these characters. Let's make them more three-dimensional. But now you got people complaining like, oh, why are we focusing on them? Let's bring out the next character. Like, but no, but you were the same people complaining if they didn't do that. So yes, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they have their connection, they have their beef, they have their own show, they explained and you could say fleshed them out more. Falcon's Captain America. We explained more with Wanda and Vision, both two characters who weren't super prolific until they added more to them. Now they are now fleshed out more. I like the direction of what they're doing with these side characters and making them more prevalent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you. I think killing all 6 characters would have been dope. I think that would have been really, really cool. But at the end of the day, I think it's probably best for them in terms of making money to keep the big spenders, the big earners around, you know, just kind of ship them off to different projects. Now Thor's now with Guardians of the Galaxy. Iron Man's gone. Black Widow's probably coming back, you know, so like, that's great. We might get World War Hulk apparently.
Oh yeah.
The Red Panda was talking about it, but he was also like saying that it would be dumb. Because and if he's being real, it would be dumb if we got World War Hulk. But yeah, no, I think it was probably the better idea to keep him around, but it would have been really fucking metal if they had killed them all. That would have been really, really cool. Okay, so that leads us to that's the end of News Corner, our newest bit on the Weeb Weekly News Corner, where Jose tries not to spoil new end scenes. And that brings us to, if I'm not mistaken, our stack 'em up. Yes, hell yeah. So in honor of Dune coming out and being our big talking point for the week, we are going to talk. And here's the thing. I want to clarify this because rules are important in these kinds of things. We are going to be talking our favorite sci-fi movie, not movie series of all time. So can't say, I mean, hell, we could each choose different episodes of Star Wars or something like that. But we're going to talk about our favorite sci-fi movie. And since last week we had Zeffy on with our Patreon, Zeffy won because we gave him first, and I mean it was he walked away with it, if we're being real. But I got second, which means, ladies and gentlemen, I am all
Nick, I'm gonna step in here and say that I say that since we have the guests involved, I don't think they should count.
Well, wait, hold up, wait. No, he hasn't. No, here's the thing. I validate his point. He's right. But didn't we do a stack him up for a regular episode as well? Best what if episode?
I didn't put both of them in time, like at the same time.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen.
That one will count. That one will count. Ones involving us three will count.
Well, but that one's not around. At the current moment, we only have one validated.
Yeah, but you didn't win. But going by the whole who came in second place, I don't think that
should we do a random number generator.
A random number generator. So here's what I'm hearing is I had an opportunity to tie us up at 5-5-5, and it sounds like Nick, who's won 3 weeks in a row, is getting some resurgence from his co-hosts.
Yes. No, not on my end. I was a little bit stuck with the cars going vroom vroom. So I did not get the chance to do that. But I will.
Oh, F1. Okay, I thought.
Yes. So
how was that? How was your car?
It was glorious. Oh, it was
better than NASCAR? Instead of beers, you guys sip red wine in the stands.
And it's not just one corner. It's just like, oh, car turns. No, it's like a full circuit. It's like cars going 200 miles per hour in chicanes. There were crashes. Like it was awesome. I love the sport.
F1 are fucking scary. You're like your head's out,
bro. It's ridiculous. Like it was so fun. We can cover that at one point in the coming weeks. If you guys are down to watch your first Formula One race, we can watch it together and comment on it.
Wow.
We can start the sports corner, I guess.
You'll show us the way.
But given that it was on my end, I will select a number, and I will do it between 1 and 7.
So
me and Mizu have to pick a number, and whoever gets closest here.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, Lord. No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to do it to get myself ahead. I was just saying in general. This has been on my mind for a minute. That I'm like, I don't think we should do it.
Okay.
I don't think they should count.
Well, then, so last week is just invalidated then.
We'll just have to stack them up straight up the same week.
Okay. So 2 points on the table here this week.
Yes,
then.
Sir.
So have you chosen your number then, sir? Or I guess have you randomized your number then, sir?
Yes, I have.
What's between 1 and
7? 1 and 7.
7.
That was bold.
I was gonna say, okay, yeah, that
was a bold play. All right, I'm gonna choose 6 then. Because anything lower than 6 will win. As long as it's not fucking 7. That was a bold.
Mizu, why would you do this?
That was a bold play.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was looking up something in the process. What?
Good.
So wait, why is it just 1 and 7? Why isn't that 1 and 10?
Okay, I'll do 1 and 10. I'll do 1 and 10.
So yeah, why isn't that 1 and 10? That's why I was confused. Like, why is it 1 and 7?
Hold the phone. Last week doesn't count. Mizu gets a second round.
So I wanted to make it like less because I was thinking, oh God.
I'm sorry. I'll just you know what? I'll just go last. Why not?
No. I'm going last. But okay. So should the number was 3. The number was 3.
And I'm closer.
So you are closer. I'll do it once again, but then Nick will pick
we'll
first.
Just do it until Mizu wins.
No, Nick will pick this time.
It's not that
okay. Between 1 and 10?
Between 1 and 10, yes.
Lovely. Okay, I choose the fucking God. Okay. I'm just gonna choose 5. Feels like a safe number.
Okay. And Mizu?
I'm gonna go with shit. I'm gonna go with 6.
All right.
The number was 6.
Son of a bitch. All right, yeah, this one counts. Clap it up.
It was either 6 or 4.
Clap it up. Mizu gets to go first, everyone. All right.
Okay, Mizu. What's your
pick? That was the thing I was fearing. I didn't want to go first,
Nick, you've been winning. You've been winning. So like, get the best choice and go.
All right, so
just get the best choice.
Movie. Because I was looking up movies for it. That's why I didn't want to go first.
Gotcha.
Because I have 3 in my head and I don't want you to take them.
If you don't want to choose first, just give him the shot. Does your choice hold its own weight? Just give him the position.
My choice is actually the Tomorrow War. So yeah, you definitely want me going first.
Okay, so the show is some sports show. I still say that the last one does not count with Zeppi. But I'll let Nick go first.
Nick, go first.
What was everything for? Okay, you know what? Fine. You know what?
Look, here's the thing. I thought we were voting about if does everyone count it. I was like,
that's what we were talking about. Okay, there's actually a lot of. I looked up sci-fi movies, and now that I'm looking at them, there's more options than. Oh, it was gross than I originally anticipated. I'm sorry. Once again, dangerously sick. So I'm gonna go with a little movie that shaped popular culture over generations.
Okay.
And
I feel like you're hyping up and you've never seen it.
And some people are saying that some people have said on this podcast that they don't like this movie. And that's an outrageous take. It's a disgusting take, even. People said the movie was boring. People said that they didn't understand the pacing.
People Mizu?
People said that Harrison Ford wasn't good in the role. And our movie, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Blade Runner.
Ooh,
Blade Runner, the original movie that I absolutely wasn't the person who said they didn't like it. Blade Runner is an incredible movie based on when robots get too real, but it was the first movie to do when robots get too real, and it set the standard for video games like Detroit Become Human and other things like that. So yes, Blade Runner, a fantastic performance by Harrison Ford, not weirdly acted at all by everyone around him, not weirdly cyberpunk, not absolutely draped in Coca-Cola ads. Incredible movie, so good they did it twice with the 2077 version, or whatever it was. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am gonna go with Blade Runner, the greatest sci-fi movie ever made, because a lot of people seem to think it's really good, including me.
I'm not gonna lie, though. The way you set that up, you really made me think that I said that. I was like,
no,
say that?
Yeah, no, that's it right there. Blade Runner, that's the one for me.
Okay, that is a very interesting choice coming from you, Nick.
Yeah,
but I would say that there's another film that also was a trendsetter of its time, and also you can say a cult classic that shaped some sci-fi films to come, and it's often referenced by so many cinema snobs out there, and that would be The Fifth Element.
Ooh,
I'm gonna be
starring Bruce Willis.
The Fifth. Are you talking about The Sixth Sense?
It's a cult classic. It's a big one.
Yeah, that cult is apparently not as big as I know. Oh, I know this one. It's got the floating taxis and shit. Gotcha.
Absolutely. And then also with our
Chris Tucker.
Yes, Chris Tucker playing
Gary
his
Oldman.
very flamboyant role. And on top of that, I don't know the actress's name. Her name's escaping at the moment. Where she wore her iconic. Huh?
The girl who did the zombie movies. Mila Jovovich.
Yes, and then her iconic, scantily clad outfit that
she's always
gone down for generations for our Halloween costumes to come.
Yeah.
So I would say for me, it would be Fifth Element. It was very sci-fi. It felt more, I wouldn't say like realistic. It's not as grandiose as Star Wars. It's not fantasy wise. It feels very grounded, and it feels very, you could say, organic.
Okay. I'm struggling to remember what it's about currently.
I can't go too much into it.
Okay. So we're all choosing movies we love.
No, I do. I'm just saying, it basically is about a taxi driver who meets this being that the government was working on, which is the lady, the woman.
Yeah.
And she ends up escaping, and then she acts up coincidentally landing on the taxi of Bruce Willis's character.
I remember the scene.
Basically going on an adventure, pretty much.
I remember that scene giving me horrific nightmares as a child. Not that scene, that movie. Because I feel like there's a moment when a bunch of heads meld together or something. There's some weird melding of bodies, if I'm not entirely mistaken. But yes, I remember 90s movies, practical effects, to this day still terrify me deeply to my core. So that movie, I remember that movie skeeving me out as a child. But hey, great choice, cult classic, definitely a sword to fall on. Jose, you can go ahead. Jose has chosen the third Star Wars movie. I mean, Episode 4.
Oh, no.
Thank you, Darth Vader.
I am going to say I'm taking the W for this one.
Oh yeah,
Lord. I have a feeling what it is.
I'm taking the W for this one because while I had to pick something that was culturally significant, It is one of the 2 movies in this stack 'em up that has been chosen by the Library of Congress as culturally significant, which is Blade Runner and the movie that I will divulge right now. This movie
in terms of sci-fi movies, or just all the movies?
Both of the movies. The one you selected, Blade Runner, and the one that I selected have both been selected by the Library of Congress as culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant to the world. This movie has been relevant.
Good. I chose a good one.
For over 20 years. Even before I was alive. It has spawned numerous sequels. And it is regarded as some people as one of the very few perfect movies.
You're going to choose Osmosis Jones?
No. I am choosing a movie that has the visuals, the acting, the spectacle, and the sci-fi goodness mixed with the childlike dream of being a part of a beautiful universe. And the answer to what is the best sci-fi movie of all time is Jurassic Park.
Wait, that counts as sci-fi?
It is a sci-fi action movie. It is a sci-fi action thriller, and it is, in my opinion, the best sci-fi movie ever. I'm
going to let it pass. It is. Yeah. It's science-based.
It is.
Yeah, I would say that.
Again, I'm not picking the franchise. I'm not picking Evolution or whatever the fuck the last one was. I'm picking the very first one. With Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Samuel Jackson, and the score.
Where is Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, he's one of the.
He has a small part in the film.
And he is a bad mother effer in that film as well. He's got the attitude.
He gets eaten.
That's true. Hey, that do be true. I will not lie. This movie.
Do any of us know the movies we chose?
No, yeah, dude. I love Jurassic Park is like what made me fall in love with dinosaurs.
Punching dinosaurs in the face. He's just like he fucking dies.
Hey, no, this movie literally marks every box in terms of sci-fi. It has a deep discussion into what it means to play God, especially. There's a very famous philosophical scene that has been studied ad nauseum regarding what does humankind do with science and where will we go in terms of advancing technologically enough where we think that we are above being checked by the natural laws of life. This movie is insane. It is one of the highest grossing movies ever. It was at the time of its release. It passed $1 billion, which is, I think it was like one of the top first 20 movies ever to gross $1 billion by itself. Which it was ridiculous. The hype for dinosaurs had never been through the roof until Jurassic Park hit theaters. I feel like an entire generation grew up loving dinosaurs because of this franchise. And I feel like it has the iconic score, the iconic movies, and it holds up to this day. Like there's some parts of other movies that are what? So it was released in 1990. Let me check.
I was literally just about to ask.
93. So it was released in 1993, and I recently saw a documentary about it where they literally like made 3D special effects for this movie. They were thinking of doing it in stop motion animation, and it was one of the first movies where
that would have been so funny.
Yes, it would have been so hilariously bad.
Imagine watching Samuel Jackson getting eaten by a stop motion dinosaur.
Oh, it would have been horrifying.
They would have had to put him in a hoist for so long.
Yes,
they just like move him a little bit every time.
They mixed practical effects with CGI for the first time ever at a scale that nobody had seen. I mean, this movie survived a hurricane in Hawaii and was still the bomb when it came out. So
what does that mean?
Because the movie was almost not going to be made because they were filming in Hawaii and they got hit by a hurricane. The cast was stuck in Hawaii for weeks. So
there's worse places to be stuck than Hawaii.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
true.
It's like, oh no, paradise. Whatever will I do?
True. So yes, that is my pick. I'm curious. What did you guys think I was gonna pick?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought you were gonna pick The Men in Black. That was another good one.
Ooh, that was a good one. but I don't think
Men in Black is sci-fi. Men in Black is
yes.
I'm not saying for 1 second that it's not sci-fi, but
yes,
is it a good movie? Is the question. That's
the first one is
the first Men in Black is
awesome.
Yeah, I'd say so. Is
but
that the one with the Bugman, or is that the second one?
The first was the Bugman.
Bugman is the second one. Oh, first one. Yeah, okay. It was pretty
the
I'm really Jones.
I had to pick one that was culturally significant enough to garner enough hype. So yes, Jurassic Park is the one for me.
I thought you were gonna choose Wild Wild West.
What?
Yeah.
I was gonna choose Interstellar. I'm not gonna lie to you. Interstellar is probably
another one
of
the
the
Star
best
Trek
ones.
movie.
I feel like Interstellar is sci-fi, obviously, because like they live on like a planet tube, but like also like a lot of the things. It was what was cool about Interstellar is that a lot of things that they explained are actual science. So it was like I was like, is it science fiction? Because like I mean they made some like guesses about the fifth dimension because like we just don't fucking know. But outside of that, it was like it's more science than into fiction. But yeah, okay, cool. So that leaves us with Blade Runner. The one that was in the Library of Congress first, really set the precedent. Then we have the Fifth Element, cult classic. And then we have the most recent Jurassic Park with Chris Pratt. They have I don't know if anyone actually ever saw it. Did it come out? It was like Jurassic World or no, it was Jurassic.
I don't know.
Did it ever come out?
Jurassic.
That one, the follow-up behind Jurassic
it was like
World?
Jurassic World, and then there was Jurassic, the other one.
Exodus? No.
Is that's what it's called?
Most recent Jurassic Park.
Bro, Chris Pratt, I'm gonna be fully real.
Fallen Kingdom. It was in 2018.
No.
Yeah,
and it was
came out.
Bad.
Well, yeah, that's been out for 3 fucking years.
Yeah, I felt like that came out yesterday.
Was there a third one?
That was the third. Well, no, it's just I think the third one is in development.
Dang, yeah. Wait, am I the only one who remembers that it came out?
Fallen Kingdom?
Yeah, Fallen Kingdom.
Oh, Dominion is coming out next year. Yeah, the third one is coming out next year.
A big old water monster eating the Dominus Rex, and that was the end of it. That was
Fallen Kingdom.
That actually was pretty good. The first remade one wasn't terrible.
No, the first one was okay. I feel like most of the Jurassic Park movies at this point.
Sense, though.
Okay, I've been thinking on this question, and we have a little bit of time here because we're we got time. So obviously you guys have actors where you see them in a movie and you're like, I want to see that movie because the actor's in it. Mm-hmm. Do you have movies where you see there's an actor in it and you're like, I don't want to see that movie because there's an actor in it?
Well, hey, Nick, I'm glad you brought this up so I can put my little quick rant about a specific person. His name is, no offense to him, maybe kind of full offense, Jim Gordon. Every time I see, if you guys don't know who that is, look him up. Wait, every time Gordon. I see this man, as in in a movie,
Chief Gordon?
No, look him up, James.
Are they talking about Gary Oldman?
James Corden, like the actual
James.
Late night host.
Yeah. Oh my god, the
late night host.
He's so cringy.
He seems like a cool guy, but every time I see him in a movie, I just already know it's going to be bad. Because every time he's in a movie, it's always terrible. And here's the thing. I get that he's a musical buff. He loves musicals. I love musicals as well. But as soon as I see him in a musical, I'm just like, yeah, you don't need to be in a musical. It's going to probably be trash. 9 times out of 10, it's trash.
Yeah. I'm like, so the reason I brought it up is because I'm starting to feel that way about Chris Pratt. Just like after with the most recent Jurassic Parks and then Tomorrow War, I'm just like, I can't keep stomaching you. I'm sorry. And then the Mario news, him being the voice of Mario. I'm like, just stop, please. And then I also thought about it earlier because I'm also getting that way with Mark Wahlberg nowadays, where I'm like, oh, it's another Mark Wahlberg vehicle. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and avoid that like the plague. What about you, Jose?
I don't think
Antonio Banderas is also getting there for me as well.
What?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't love some of Antonio Banderas' younger work. Bro, he was in the Expendables 3.
I'm just putting it out there. Fuck you.
Antonio Banderas was in the watch the Expendables 3 and come back to me, okay?
And Zorro. That is Zorro.
Where he was in Zorro.
That's here's the thing. That's your own fault. You watch the Expendables first of all, period, point blank. That's a problem. So you watch the Expendables after the first one. It's
Norris is in the third one.
That's bad. I'm sorry. That movie is terrible. I don't blame any of the actors in that one. They just put any freaking action-based or maybe prolific male actor in it and just pushed them in that movie.
I fucking love those movies so much. I love those movies so much.
I don't know. I'm thinking of people that I genuinely don't like seeing in movies, and all I can think of is Mel Gibson. Recently,
that guy.
Yeah.
But hey, I'll take that. The other, well, how do I feel about John Travolta? I like John Travolta.
That's a really good choice.
I'm not gonna lie, that is a good one.
That's a good choice.
The thing is, I love John Travolta.
Fucking Bruce Willis nowadays too.
Bruce. Actually, I'm gonna go really fucking hot take. Really hot take.
Oh God.
Al Pacino, bro. Al Pacino has been bombing left, right, and center, bro. And
he doesn't remember the 90s.
Supposed to be good. He's and the thing is, okay, like if we're being honest, bro, Robert De Niro's also there as well.
No, The Irishman.
That's what I'm saying. The Irishman is the saving grace for. I think all three of them were there, right? Yeah, it was Belushi. It was no, sorry, Bush. Not John Belushi.
No, Belushi.
No.
Buscemi or Belushi?
Nah, Buscemi.
Yeah, maldita sea, Joe Pesci. It's Joe Pesci, De Niro, and Al Pacino, and they were at their prime right there. Like,
because they're mobsters. They need to play mobsters.
That's their bread and butter. But I'm like, bro, every time that I see like Al Pacino in a comedy, I'm like, dude, don't.
Yeah,
don't.
The Devil's Advocate.
The Devil's Advocate is good.
Devil's Advocate. The one where he plays a blind lawyer. And the obviously Scarface, but no, he doesn't remember the 90s. He was on so much coke, he doesn't remember the 90s. So he was taking anything famous West. But no, John Travolta's an incredible. It's like something in Paris. The mob movie he did about the mob.
Joe Gotti. That movie was
awful, really bad. But I watched a movie with Bruce Willis last night. It's Bruce Willis and Frank Grillo. Don't even remember what it was called.
Bruce is just phoning it in too, bro.
Dude, that's the thing. He phones in every role so hard, and I was like, was he ever a good actor?
No. To play Devil's Advocate for Bruce Willis, the one role I would say continuously that he's been giving full effort and did very well in is any movie involving Wes Anderson.
Oh yeah, fair.
I've never seen him in a Wes Anderson movie.
He's in Wes Anderson. Yeah, he's in
what's called
Moonrise Kingdom. He's in because Wes Anderson. Some directors like to work with certain actors.
Yeah,
and Bruce Willis is one of them.
Huh.
I like it.
Oh, cool. That was our blacklist, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you like that. Every week we'll be updating it with the newest actor of the week who pissed us off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around this week. It's been a lot of fun chatting with you. We appreciate you, clicking into this chiller episode of the Weeb Weekly. If you're watching on YouTube, I apologize for my stance, or I guess my sitting structure. I feel like shit. Outside of that, guys, we have a Patreon, and it is incredible. And we have 11 supporters right now, and you guys are
that's
nice.
Crazy.
Thank you so much. That's super nice of you guys. 2 episodes there. One with Zeffy recently talking DC fandom, and then obviously we have the big marathon episode with Choco and Mesa Windu about Star Wars Visions. Our next episode on the Patreon is probably going to be for Eternals. We're having the Panda Red on, officially confirmed him. Very excited for that. And that's gonna be in 2 or so weeks. So like we said, guys, 2 extra episodes a month for the low cost $5 a month. Outside of that, I've been Nixie Comedy on TikTok. I've posted all weekend because I got my phone stolen. And that was fun for me. So Nixie Comedy on TikTok, NCAmer23 on Twitch, streaming tomorrow, or I guess today. And then on YouTube, we just had a video hit 100,000 views. I've officially made more money on YouTube than I have on TikTok. And I've been there a month. So
that is wild,
things are good,
bro.
That's me, Jose.
That is congrats, bro. That's ridiculous. That's
amazing.
Wild.
Listen, there's no reason to be on TikTok anymore. Let's say that.
Dude, I need to make that move. But yes, the big thing for me, I'm Tropical Joe on TikTok and Instagram. I have recently started my Spanish page because I've decided to start doing stuff in Spanish, but my current page does not really like me that much when I do so. So you can find me at Spicy Tropics on TikTok, and that's gonna be my spam and the hot takes in Spanice for everything pop culture.
By like a hot sauce company.
Oh yes, hopefully. And also, thank you guys so much from the bottom of our hearts. We just had the biggest stack 'em up voting poll ever.
People went crazy.
You guys went absolutely nuts. The official tally came out at, let me get my mathematics in check. Y'all literally crushed it in a big way. So the stack 'em up came out on October 25, so yesterday.
Yes.
We had a grand total of officially 8,780 people vote on the stack 'em up on each one. Wow. So y'all absolutely crushed it.
It didn't count for anything.
And it did not count.
Your vote doesn't
you heard
matter.
That right, Nick. It did
Your
not
vote
count.
means nothing to me, Shogun.
If you're watching this, Zephy, or listening to this, congratulations, though.
He doesn't believe in the democratic process.
Yes. I think honestly, whoever takes the what if episode, I think whoever takes the what if episode should take both. Should take both.
Take both.
What do you mean? The 2 points on the what if episode?
I don't know.
No, I'll just say take the what if episode.
Yeah, no. You're just trying to extend your lead.
I was just trying to gaslight
now we're gonna end up like in the Dune movie right now. I'm gonna be
the Harkonnens. Hey, but yes, thank you guys so much. As always, you can vote for the Stack 'em Up polls in my Instagram. I will be putting up the Stack 'em Up for the What If episode finale. I will put that up tonight, meaning yesterday for you if you're listening to this on our Patreon or our Spotify. And then once the video goes out, I will put the other one, which is what is the best sci-fi movie of all time. We have Blade Runner, we have The Fifth Element, and the winner of the Stack 'em Up, which will be Jurassic Park. That is at I'm Tropical Joe on Instagram.
No, don't say anything, Nick. Let's just pray. Let's just see what happens, because fate is very funny.
Yes, fate.
Funny how that works. Yeah.
Funny how I've gotten last for 2 weeks in a row after winning 3 in a row. So that's
listen, I'm on a hot streak right now. So
yes, sir.
Feeling good.
But that's it. Yeah. And I'm streaming the Guardians of the Galaxy game on Thursday. So
you guys can find me Music Shogun on TikTok. I'm still doing more stuff on TikTok. I haven't progressed or moved on like Jose and Nick, but you can find me there. Instagram. Cool. Thank you guys for also getting involved in my poll with rewrites. The person you guys have selected now is Hinata. So I'm going to rewrite her and see what I can do with her character. On top of that, I have posted 2 videos on YouTube now. My first one
Let's go.
It's a compilation video of some of my certain TikToks I've done, like for My Hero, and a recent one I did with Naruto. If you guys want to check those out, go check them out.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude. Have her kill Neji. Just fucking gentle fist through the heart. Rewrite Neji instead of dying to a stick. Hinata just like Kakashi's him. Oh, that'd be so dope. Twin lion fist through the chest. All right, guys. Thanks once again for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And once again, there is a Patreon. Go subscribe to it. But for the moment, we're just gonna go ahead and kick it to the outro.